We watched what happened in Dallas, and we learned from it. And this is New York. We hoped that we wouldn't get such a case, but we expected that we would. And we have been preparing for weeks, literally. We did a session this week. We had 5,000 healthcare workers come in. They've all been trained. We're working with the hospitals together with the union that represents the healthcare workers, 1199 here in New York. So the workers feel that they've had the training, they have the equipment, we've gone through the protocols, we've drilled. We then had 8 hospitals designated, Bellevue is one of them, as the receiving hospitals for this situation. So we were fully prepared, and the team felt fully prepared. This happened to be a doctor, so he had information about the disease. When he saw that he had a fever and he believed he was symptomatic, he presented himself to the hospital. And we were prepared, Allison. It was handled exactly right. A team went out with protective gear. He was picked up. He was brought right to a pre-prepared isolation unit. So it couldn't have proceeded better.
But see, Governor, here's what worries New Yorkers today. As recently as, I believe, Tuesday, this patient was riding the subway. And I ride the subway every day, as do 6 million other New Yorkers. And, you know, sometimes you are packed in there like sardines. If one person sneezes, the rest of us catch a cold. So how can New Yorkers feel safe today to take the subway?
Well, I understand the fear that comes from that word now, Ebola. And it is scary. There's no doubt about that. But a little dose of reality also, right? This is not transmitted like the flu is transmitted, or a common cold, or a common virus. It's not about sneezing, etc. This is basically bodily fluids transfer when the person is symptomatic. The more ill the person is, the more contagious the person is. But the person has to be symptomatic. The doctor presented himself when he had a 100.3 fever, not a 103 fever as it has been reported. So as soon as he saw he had a fever, he presented himself to the hospital. And at that point, everything that should have happened exactly right.
So you would ride the subway today. You will ride the subway today, we hear.
Yes, yes.
Which lines?
Yes.
Which lines are you going to ride?
Yes.
He was on 3 separate lines. Which
the
one
A and the L, which are the trains that he... A, L, and the 1 train. I'll ride any one of the 3. We have to separate sometimes, Allison, the fear from the reality, or the irrational fear, if you will, from the reality. And we have a dose of irrational fear. Now, being New Yorkers, a little anxiety can keep you safe, right? And it's not a bad thing. But undue anxiety is unproductive, and there's no reason for undue anxiety in this situation.
Okay.